Welcome back to The Last of Us. Last episode was very heavy. I'm hoping for less emotions in this one, but I know I'm not going to get my wish. As I said, I knew I wasn't going to get my wish. Oh, poor Tommy.
Give Sarah my love.
Oh, that's so sad. Holy shit. I was just wondering if looking at that watch was making him think of Sarah, and I guess it was. It's amazing this many people are hospitalized and not just dead from the infected. I guess you took a much harder kick than I thought you did, Ellie. That is so depressing, dude. Like, she'll live with that PTSD for the rest of her life. Oh, it's just her now. That's fucked up little detail that they added. Are we doing a time jump, or are we going back in time? What's going on? Oh, we are doing a time jump. Wow. God damn, Jesse. Not gonna lie, that's pretty hot.
I just needed to see one more person, then you're good to go.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh, yay.
How are you
I'm glad
doing?
you survived the
Fine.
attack.
If you say it that fast, it kind of implies you're not.
Give me a moment. It's really complicated, because,
Ellie, you're such a smartass.
Oh, come on, man. I've been stuck in here since... I should have talked to him. But I didn't.
Do you regret that?
Can't tell if she's lying about that or if they did have a conversation.
With someone doesn't define your whole time with them.
He said, I saved her.
He saved me a lot of times.
I noticed that little smile there.
So, but that's not wrong.
I guess I'll have to let myself off the hook for that.
Well, you really are doing
You're
good.
a terrible liar, Ellie. Terrible.
Everyone were as healthy as you. What would I do for weed and booze?
Can't tell if that look was pure anger or pure sadness. Oh, they kept that little detail as well. Everyone leaving their flowers for him. That must be her old room. It's kind of interesting how in the game they never lived in the same house like that together. They, like she always stayed in the garage. No. It's actually really sad that she kind of brushes the watch away to go for his gun. I feel like that's a clear indicator that she's looking for revenge right now. She's not looking for like any kind of forgiveness or letting some of this hurt go. Oh. That truly breaks my heart.
Ellie?
Honestly, if she could just sit there in that grief for a little bit longer, actually let herself really feel it, maybe that would help
I went to the hospital.
heal.
Thank you for all those times she came to visit. Yeah, maybe not as often.
Yeah, no, probably not. I know most of their names, and I know where they're from. And I knew that if I told you where they were, you'd just start pulling your tubes out and crawling on your hands and knees to get there.
I don't give a fuck.
If you want to find someone, and the only thing you know about them is where they're going to end up, maybe let them get there.
It's actually pretty smart. I mean, solid peace offering. I would accept it. Be like, okay.
The girl with the braid.
Abby.
Abby.
Hearing her whisper Abby's name's kind of scary.
Was the Washington Liberation Front. Out of Seattle, since I'm guessing small enough for us to handle.
Not small enough for you to handle.
If it had been you, Joel would be halfway to Seattle before the sun came up.
He'd be just break him like it was his fault. I saw that time and time again, and don't talk to me like I didn't know him.
He kind of got you there,
Listen,
Ellie.
she's gonna want a council meeting, open it up to the town. Everyone who wants to get heard gets heard. Buried our dead 10 miles south of town. If you want to visit them.
Why wouldn't you bury them in the town? Maybe it's just a matter of there's not really any space for that, but seems a little strange if they would bury them so far out of the city. Oh, a seraphite. The whistles are the exact same as they were in the game. That's cool.
Then can I have a hammer?
Tell me, you feel safer?
Yes.
Good.
It's a cute relationship here, but again, I'm not a huge fan of the whole religious cult thing.
Take cover!
I wonder who's after them.
Wolf.
There it is. Okay, done for the day. Which is 80% of where you should have been.
Whatever, fuck you.
Can't discuss upcoming votes.
Seriously, it's me.
I know.
Dude.
It's got to be fair about it.
I know that too. And no one's gonna vote for Angry.
Smart man, Jesse, smart man. Gotta stay even-tempered, but I know that is not really within the realm of possibility for Ellie right now.
I don't really have an opinion on the Seattle thing.
Okay, thank you.
Then you're done talking. Sit down.
Next is Rachel.
A lot of people in here buried family. And now you want to send, what, you're saying 16 of our best? Well, while they're gone, who's going to be on the wall if raiders come? A wall that's barely mended.
I mean, logically speaking, she's absolutely right.
Next is Carlisle.
Oh, hey, look
I'll
who it
be
is.
quick. Forgive and be forgiven. Those sons of bitches don't deserve our mercy. That's what makes
Wouldn't have expected that out of you, Seth.
They'll come back because we didn't make them pay.
That's certainly a viewpoint. One that's not entirely wrong. But it's also making a lot of assumptions.
It's not because I want revenge. It's not. It's not about revenge.
That is a damn lie.
Give people. And I want to know that I can count on you. And I swear, if someone hurts any of you or the people you love, you can count on me. Definitely not a wall, because that thing got busted through, but Jackson is still here.
It's actually a way better speech than I would have expected out of Ellie. A good speech, but it's a lot of bullshit. Like, I do not believe a word Ellie said. She is in this for revenge, and she's not doing this for us. Like, she's doing this for herself and Joel.
No. No.
Majority all said no.
No.
I'm nervous she's gonna do something stupid.
What, you didn't believe her speech?
Well, there's a difference between lying and being a liar.
Oh, I know. And that one?
Yeah.
Liar.
And, yeah, she's a liar.
There's maybe one person she told the truth to, and he's... So you think she might have learned that behavior from him?
It's quite possible.
If she's on a path, it's not one that Joel put her on. Yeah. No.
Don't know if I agree with that, actually.
Some people just can't be saved.
Damn, it's kind of cold.
I'm just going to bed.
No, I don't think that is where you're going.
No, don't lie to me.
So, what's your plan?
Go to Seattle and kill Abby.
What route?
Great plan.
Forest. Once we're out, we follow the Snake River Canyon, then break off through the Snoqualmie Pass. Shoot your damn ass off.
Heard that before.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Love the Converse. Respect your consistency, but you're not crossing open country in fucking chucks.
I think she should keep the chucks because it's game accurate. Love you, Dina. You're definitely very prepared.
Thank you.
Look who it is.
It's better. Trade.
I feel like I would have to make it clear and be like, thank you for helping, appreciate you, still don't forgive what you said. It's not about holding grudges, it's about not wanting to be around people who think that way. Oh, she left him some coffee beans. Now, are we actually going to get to see some of them traveling? We never got to see any of that in the game. It seems nice and peaceful. If it weren't for the rage and vengeance, you know, just brewing under the surface of it all.
Are you seriously gonna make me do the entire alphabet?
I don't have to. I'm incredibly flexible. Let me see a new topic.
And I came up behind him, raised my gun, and yeah.
I mean, technically, you weren't the one to actually kill him.
Sorry for me.
So, you gonna make a move, Ellie, or what?
Okay, but I have a stupid question.
Tina.
It's about New Year's Eve and, you know, the kid.
You gonna ask her to rate it?
Right, so it doesn't mean anything, if that's what you're asking.
No, I know that. My question is,
Oh.
how
Don't
would
say that,
you
Dina.
rate it? You've kissed girls before. You're gay, I'm not. 1 to 10.
It's a little insulting the way you put it like that.
Go back to Jesse.
I already did.
Really?
Does it ever strike you as sad? Well, because if it's not that,
Then it's you.
then it's me. Good night.
What a cheery note to end on, Dina. There's a couple changes they've made here that I'm processing. I'm not sure if I like them or not. This was the Seraphite caravan we saw earlier.
What's that symbol?
I don't know, I've never seen it before.
What exactly did you find? Is it just gonna be another dead body, or what? Wow, okay, so a lot of dead bodies. I guess none of them escaped. Oh, shit. I didn't need to see it twice. That's really fucked up. Her holding the hammer, too.
If this was fucking them, if Abby and her crew did this to people, to kids,
Let's go.
But there's so much more going on than you think, Ellie. Not that it really matters, but I'm very curious to see how they've, like, pulled off, like, recreating Seattle.
Plus, no one's shooting at us.
Yeah.
Because there aren't that many wolves.
there's about to be a whole lot less.
Gotta say, the city looks pretty cool. And look who it is.
We're moving up to the fob. All clear between checkpoint 3 and 5?
Just give me a fucking second. Jesus.
What a lovely guy.
You're all good.
Ellie, you were saying you thought this was a small group? Well, shit. Like, I knew there were a lot of them, but goddamn, that's a lot of them. Alright. I will say right off the bat, probably my least favorite of the 3 episodes so far, but let me dive into why. So this might be one of the first episodes of The Last of Us that makes at least a handful of changes that I am not the biggest fan of, or at the very least, I haven't fully sorted out my feelings on. Let's address the biggest one right off the bat. The character of Ellie in this episode. As much as I loved Bella Ramsey's performance throughout the show, all leading up to this moment, and even here, I think their performance is very, very good, but the writing surrounding the character just feels a little off to me. After this extremely traumatic moment with Joel, I feel like even though, yes, 3 months have passed by, I'm not really feeling the rage and the, like, extreme deep levels of depression that this character was feeling during these moments in the game. Here she's, like, occasionally cracking jokes, she just doesn't sound very different to how she was before this big moment happened to her. Like, aside from a few stray lines of her saying, there's going to be less WLF here soon, and, she wants to kill Abby, I'm just not feeling that rage. I definitely felt the sadness, at least, when she was in Joel's room and she was like pressing her face against his jacket and everything. That was a really good scene, which does to me imply that a lot of what she's doing right now is just a front, which I can understand, and it's why I don't outright hate what they're doing here. But I do feel like the way the game did it was better in this case, where, again, this horrifically tragic moment happens, and then from that moment on, like, she's not putting on a front for anybody. She's just pissed. She's very, very angry. She's very sad. And even though she kind of represses some of that, it's very apparent and noticeable in almost all of her dialogue and all of her interactions with anyone. Whereas here, I feel like she's doing almost too good of a job burying it and hiding it from other people, because it just feels strange to see her like smile over being given cookies when all she has is like death on her mind. Another change I'm not the biggest fan of is what's going on with Dina. I think her character is fantastic. She's still probably my favorite character out of everyone I've seen in this season. But just the slight change to her and Ellie's relationship, or not even slight change, it's a fairly large change. How they go on this adventure still just as BFFs, like they haven't had that conversation to become girlfriends or anything, even though they clearly care about each other in that way. But the thing that like actually frustrates me about this is that she got back together with Jesse, which now makes this feel more like a love triangle situation, which was never the case in the game. It was pretty expertly avoided in the game, having any kind of like love triangle jealousy angles to the story. It almost seems like the only reason they did that is for a major plot point for the character of Dina coming later down the line, which I can't spoil. She needed to be together with Jesse at some point because they decided to do this 3-month time jump that did not happen in the game. And I don't know, it's a slightly frustrating choice in my opinion. And I genuinely didn't like the moment where Dina says, like, oh, you're gay, I'm not, so how would you rate the kiss? I want to know if I'm good at it. Because for one, I feel like that's playing with Ellie's emotions at that point. And two, it comes across as mildly homophobic to be like, I'm not gay, I just want to know how good I am with the ladies. Like, I don't know how to like describe in words the feeling that gives me, but it kind of gives me the ick a little bit. It was the one moment in the episode where I was like, Dina, what the fuck? That paired up with the moment where she seemingly kind of forgives Seth. I don't know, the way they're handling this LGBT plot is not really my jam at the moment, and it's frustrating because, again, I feel like it was dealt with in such a forward-leaning, well-polished way in the game where these two clearly have feelings for each other. Then they begin a relationship with one another, and on the story proceeds, whereas here it's taking more of a front seat, and it's, again, I don't want to say it's insulting the way they're handling it, because I don't think they're handling it, like, terribly, but insulting is kind of the only word I can come up with when I see Dina's like, oh, I've gotten back together with Jesse, I'm not gay, I just wanted to see how good of a kisser I was with girls. I don't know. Again, maybe I'm reading like way too into it and I'm getting insulted over nothing, but it feels mildly insulting in my opinion. As for what's really good about the episode, I think it handles some of the emotionally heavy scenes really well. Like the opening sequence with Tommy like cleaning his body, saying, send my love to Sarah, broke my heart. That is so sad. I really like that scene. Followed up immediately with Ellie having a really severe PTSD, like panic attack. fantastic. I think that is very realistic that she would be just stuck in that moment, especially after just waking up from her injuries and everything. Makes perfect sense. I liked all the scenes with Gail, as usual. I mean, it's one of the best actors in Hollywood, first off. And two, I just love the way she plays this character. Like, she hears Ellie's bullshit and she just knows that it's bullshit. Like, she doesn't for a second fall for it, but she kind of plays along to let Ellie, go through the process on her own. And on top of that, it almost seems, based off of her last conversation with Tommy, that she's not even attempting to help Ellie because she's like, she's broken and can't be fixed. There's nothing I can do, which is a very tragic and sad way to look at that. I enjoyed seeing the Seraphites' perspective of certain things fairly early on. Again, they're really leaning heavy into leading certain information that was held off for a lot longer in the game. And in the case of the Seraphites, I think that's a very good decision to make, actually. I also really liked the city council scene. Again, getting everyone's different perspectives on basically why we should be going after these people or shouldn't be going after these people. Everyone made decent arguments, even Seth, as much as I hate the guy. But I think ultimately the council made the right decision in saying, no, this vengeance quest is not in everyone's best interest. Like, in broader terms, it's not a good idea because, again, the town is hurting. They lost a lot of people. They're still rebuilding. It's a bad idea. And on a personal level, it's also not a good idea because vengeance will never bring closure. It will never make someone actually feel better the way they think it will. All it does is kill someone else. But our monkey brains sure tell us that, it needs to be done, that vengeance needs to be exacted some way, somehow. I just really enjoyed seeing the diplomacy of this town, kind of how the politics are navigated in a situation like this. Seeing Ellie leave the coffee beans at Joel's grave was very sad, and very sweet at the same time. That one hit me in the feels pretty good, actually. Overall, I'm going to give the episode a 7.5 out of 10. Like I said, it's my least favorite episode. There's a couple things in here that they've changed that I am not the biggest fan of. I feel the way they're handling the LGBT storyline is, at least in this particular episode, borderline offensive. Not the biggest fan of the way that's playing out. But I'll also reserve a majority of my judgments until later on. I want to see how they continue on from here, at least. And there was some genuinely really good stuff in here as well, so I'm certainly not disappointed with the episode, but there were disappointments in the episode. But now that we're in Seattle proper, and the main, meat of the game is about to be adapted, I'm very excited to see where we're going from here. And I'm really hoping we get to see some of that just raw rage and anger from Ellie here pretty soon. Like, she's only going to be able to put up that front for so long. So I'm hoping when we see it, Bella Ramsey really delivers. I will see you all on that next episode. And that is about it.